Hi students, how are you all? Up to now we had discussed the chapter chemical reactions and equations. In this video, let us discuss some of the MCQ type questions which are useful for the competitive examinations. Let us see the first question. The correct arrangement of the following metals in the decreasing order of their relative reactivity is. So some metals are given here and we need to identify which is the least reactive and the highly reactive among them. Before we go with the options, let us see a concept. How are the metals arranged in an order? We had already discussed this point in our topic, that is about the theory that we had discussed in the chemical reactions and equations. From that we came to know the potassium is the highly reactive metal in the top of the reactive series just placed because it reacts with the normal water itself. Then the remaining metals, even the sodium is also highly reactive towards to the water. The remaining metals that reacts with the normal hot water like calcium and magnesium. Even the aluminum reacts with the moisture, that is, it will form the aluminum oxide layer around it. We had the iron that reacts with the steam because this iron reacts with normal moisture. Sometimes we can observe that the iron particles are getting rusting. So we say these are the decreasing in their reactivity order. We can find the hydrogen, which is a non-metal here. Whatever metal is there above hydrogen, it can displace the hydrogen from the acids like hydrochloric acid and the H2SO4. But there is an exception with the case of HNO3. In the case of HNO3, the released hydrogen will undergo oxidation. So this nitric acid itself is acting as strong oxidizing agent, whereas the oxides N2O, NO and also NO2 will be formed by the nitric acid. So we cannot say all the metals are going to release hydrogen gas with nitric acid. So the hydrogen is so taken by taking the reference of the metals that can displace the hydrogen from the acid. Below to hydrogen, we had some other metals like copper, mercury, silver and gold. These cannot displace the hydrogen from the acids. In these all decreasing reactivity of metals, we had the least reactive metal, that is called gold. Hence they use the gold in the ornaments. Thus, let us check the given options. In the option 1, they started with potassium, which is the highly reactive, and in the next less reactive to potassium they mentioned copper and gold, and the least is aluminum. But in the metal reactive series we don't find aluminum is the least. It is present below to the magnesium. It is present below to the magnesium. Hence we say the option A is a false. We cannot go with. Check the option B. Potassium is highly reactive, followed by aluminum, copper and gold. Yes, we can find potassium is highly reactive, then aluminum is there at the next fourth place to it, and the next is with copper and gold in the given 4 options. If you check the option number C, aluminum is at the top they had given. No, here we have the potassium at the top but not the aluminum. Hence, we cannot say the third option is the correct one. Let us check the option D. Gold is the least reactive but they placed in the top. The only correct arrangement we can find in the option number B, that is potassium is highly reactive than aluminum and copper is less reactive to aluminum we can say, and the gold is at the least of the reactive series. So we need to remember this metal reactive series, then only we can say the correct answer here. For this question we have the option number B. Let us check the next question. Which of the following is a decomposition reaction? Some reactions are given here, like the option A they had mentioned Fe plus CuSO4 gives rise to FeSO4 plus Cu. See children, whenever this type of a question equation you had observed, you can remember there are majorly 5 kinds of chemical reactions: combination reactions, decomposition reactions, displacement reactions, double displacement reactions, and the oxidation reduction reactions. See, we had already learned about a displacement reaction. What is a displacement reaction? A highly reactive metal. We can find in the given option A, Fe plus CuSO4. Iron is a metal. Copper sulfate, in that copper is also a metal which is least reactive than the iron. So, the option A, whenever you had seen the FeSO4 plus Fe plus CuSO4, you must recall the displacement reaction, in which a highly reactive metal displaces the least reactive metal from its salt solution. But now they didn't ask about the displacement reaction. Let us see the option number B. Na2SO4 plus BaCl2 gives rise to BaSO4 plus NaCl. Here there is a down arrow in the product that is formed. Do you remember the displacement reactions followed with the double displacement reactions? Yes, the reactions in which reactants exchanges their ions were known as the double displacement reactions. In those type of reactions, an insoluble substance is also formed that is called as a precipitate. So this precipitate is represented with a down arrow. The option B is an example for the double displacement reactions. Let us check the option C. In this we can find FeSO4 gives rise to Fe2O3 plus SO2 plus SO3. So what kind of reaction can we could call this one? We can call this one as a decomposition reaction, because the decomposition reactions are those in which a single reactant decomposes to give 2 or more products. So what is the third question? Let us see. Rahim burnt a piece of magnesium ribbon. He found that it burnt with dash flame and formed dash colored ash. Yes, a very good question. In this example on the question, a name was given for a person as Rahim and he burnt a magnesium ribbon. This burning of magnesium ribbon is a very good example that we got in our activity 1.1. Let us see how the magnesium ribbon will be burned. We need to take the help of the tongs and we need to place the magnesium ribbon in the flame that was given from the Bunsen burner. Once we introduce that in the blue color flame, we observe it burns with a white dazzling flame. So with what color of flame does the magnesium ribbon burns, children? It burns with a white dazzling flame. And after the burning, the formed ash will be white powdered ash. So these are the two main observations that we need to do when we are burning a magnesium ribbon. So the two observations are magnesium burned with an white dazzling flame and it formed an white powdered ash. So let us see the given answers. Blue-green flame. We does not agree with the blue-green flame, so no need to check with the remaining part of the option A. Let us check the option B. Yellow dazzling flame. Yes, we need not want to check with the yellow dazzling flame also. White dazzling flame. Yes, we had observed the magnesium ribbon is burning with a white dazzling flame. And also, it had given white colored ash. On the watch glass, we had collected the white colored ash. So we had the option number C as the correct answer. Let us take the fourth question. Oxidation of fats and oils is called. Yes, very good. Some of the options are given. Let us check the first option. What is meant by corrosion? We had learnt in our topic, that is, the corrosion is the process in which A metal will react with atmospheric gases or the air, and it will also react with the acids. It is a process explained very clearly with a name as rusting only under the metal iron. So corrosion may take place in any of the metal we can call, but rusting is the word that we apply for iron. Means when the iron reacts with the moisture, it forms the brown color on its surface. Brown color flakes we call, that is the iron oxide. So the corrosion or rusting is the process in which only iron reacts with moisture, whereas the corrosion is the one in which metal reacts with any substance around it such as moisture or acid. So it is not the one in which the fat or oil is getting oxidation. Then let us see what is meant with the word decay. We know when any animal was dead, it will be decayed by the action of some bacteria or fungi. We were given with the fourth option D, that is rancidity. When we are discussing with the topic, we got some example, that is the Kurkure or Lays packet that you had purchased as your snack item. If you open the packet and leave it for 2 to 3 days, can you taste it good, or the smell is good for you? No. It is a process now we call the oil or fat containing food material. When left for a long period are oxidized, they react with atmospheric oxygen. They become rancid and their smell and taste change. Hence, the manufacturers will flush the food packets with nitrogen gas. We had already discussed this topic. So, what is the question given to us? Oxidation of fats and oils is called. So, what do we call oxidation of fats and oils? It is called as the rancidity. There is option number D. Let us check the fifth question now. In a chemical reaction, dilute hydrochloric acid is added to iron fillings. The products formed are very good. Here in the reactants, when we see dilute HCl is added to iron fillings, we had learnt in some of the examples like whenever we had added the dilute HCl, that is an acid, to any metal like zinc, that is forming a hydrogen gas, that is releasing the hydrogen gas along with the zinc chloride salt. In our present question, that was given like when HCl is added to iron, what will be formed? Here also it will be releasing hydrogen gas, because in our metal reactive series we had discussed a point. In our metal reactive series we had discussed a point. What is that point? Whatever the metal is at the top of the reactive series, then the hydrogen that can displace the hydrogen from the acids. So we are here in our question, that is with the iron can displace the hydrogen from the HCl, forming FeCl2 iron 2 chloride, and also it is releasing the hydrogen gas. So let us conclude our question, children. So in this question, what are the products that are formed? FeCl2 plus hydrogen gas. Means when metals are reacted with acids, the metal that is present above the metal hydrogen in the metal reactive series, it can displace the hydrogen. So the products are FeCl2 and hydrogen gas. Let us check out the options. A. Chlorine and iron oxide, no hydro. Chlorine and iron oxide, no. Hydrogen gas and iron chloride. Iron salt and water. In all the four options, we find the option A, C is the correct one. Let us check one more question with now. When a white powder A is added to water, a vigorous reaction takes place and large amount of it is produced. This mixture is used for whitewashing. Then A is called. A very lengthy question to be, but a very good application type of question. When a white powder A is added to water, a vigorous reaction takes place. These are is the example that we had chosen under the exothermic reactions. Let us recall from the topic that we had learned. It is also an example for the combination reactions. We had imagined we had taken a beaker. In that beaker we had taken some water. In that water now we had added some powdered substance, and this is the one in which we had got in the theory that this the calcium oxide when added to water, it is forming calcium hydroxide. But the question is like it is giving a large amount of heat, means when the calcium oxide is combined with water, it is giving calcium hydroxide. How did we conclude this? Means this is used for whitewashing. This is the main clue for the entire question. The whitewash is the one calcium hydroxide that we had already discussed. When we apply this calcium hydroxide on the wall, that reacts with carbon dioxide present in the air and forming calcium carbonate, that gives the white color for the wall. So now when we want to conclude the whitewash is the calcium hydroxide. Whitewash is the calcium hydroxide. So the question we can observe, the mixture is used for whitewashing. So the calcium hydroxide is the mixture that we are using for the whitewashing. Let us see the next question. Assertion A. Assertion and reasoning type of questions we had here. One assertion will give the reaction that may takes place, and reasoning is the one that is going to explain it. Let us see. Lead reacts with copper chloride to give lead chloride and copper. Do we know the chemical reaction behind this one? Before we go for the chemical reaction, according to the question, lead reacts with copper chloride. Means the position of lead in the reactive series is about to copper. So when copper is present in its chloride state, that is in the salt solution, lead can displace the copper. Do we know any balanced equation of that one? Yes, we can say lead plus CuCl2 gives rise to PbCl2 plus Cu. Hence we can conclude that this is the displacement reaction in which a highly reactive metal had displaced the least reactive metal from its salt solution. But is the assertion correct? Yes, the assertion is correct only. Lead is reacting with copper chloride to form lead chloride and copper. Lead chloride and copper. But is the reasoning correct? Lead is less reactive than copper. In the reactive series we find lead is highly reactive than copper, but the reasoning is not correct. Which one is correct? Only the assertion is correct, but the reasoning is false. Let us check the option A. A is true, R is true. Means assertion is true, reasoning is true. We don't find the reasoning is true. Option B. A is false, R is false. In this one they are like saying both are false, but we know assertion is true, but the reasoning is false. Hence we can say the option C is the correct answer.